It's your boy Insane Shooter 9 here, and we are here live to speak upon the subject of Fouseytube and his whole Tanacon Nat Tanacon type of case here. Joking, but I'm here to clarify a couple of things about that. I watched about 75% of the situation here when it came to Fouseytube and Drake. I watched a big thing on the podcast, and if you watched it too, it was a little cringeworthy, but at the same time, you can kind of tell. I mean, like, for somebody to sit there and look at him like he's somebody crazy is 100%. Like, you look at the podcast and you just listen to everything they say. I mean, he just sounds like crazy, like maniac, that's just really trying to push a motivational speech about manifestation and like spirits and good energy. But at the same time, how could you put so much description into a minor story that you're making up or that you're critiquing a little bit for your event? So, in so to speak words, Fousey admitted to saying that he didn't speak to Drake, that he met him and he was about nose to nose with him in the club as far as when his team left. He realized kind of what was going on, and it was his moment, the good energy and good manifestation and everything and plans in his life was going to help him lead to that moment in 5 days meeting Drake, or however long it took for the July 15th event to happen that totally failed out. But if you kind of look at it and you listen to the story, you're like, dang, this guy's pretty descriptive for what he's talking about, but it just sounds like he was there on a spiritual level speaking upon something that really doesn't make too much sense. But look at it this perspective. You got a guy like Fouseytube, okay? He stopped posting for a little while, but, he's up and down. And I know he's starting to push his path to motivational speaking and releasing music and stuff like that. But if you got a guy like that that's trying to figure out what it's like to make a living, and I mean, he's made it. That's obvious. But I mean, as far as like making a living on transitioning what he was doing as far as a YouTuber, because I know he considers himself as an artist. If you think about it in the terms of like when he met this guy, say he met Drake. Let's say he met him, okay? In this, so to speak, situation that he met Drake, what if Fousey was telling the truth? Now, I'm not going to say I believe that because it's just a theory. But I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, well, it's something so descriptive as this. It sounds crazy and it sounds like kind of psychotic. The fact that he would follow somebody around, due to the spiritual energy. Because last time I checked, spiritual energy doesn't tell you to follow someone until you meet them, or better yet, stalk them in the first place. But I mean, if you look in the shoes of Fouseytube, like for something like that to happen, to have this much description as far as the way the story goes, what if he's telling the truth? Yeah, I know you need to let that sink in for a little bit, but what if he's kind of telling the truth? And stuff like that doesn't make sense, but what if he is? Here's how I'm going to say, what if Fouseytube had this event, and obviously no big artists like J. Cole or Snoop Dogg or Drake or whoever he said was going to perform, I don't care, Psy that made the Gangnam Style, I don't care if he was going to show up. How in God's green earth are you going to get 10, even 5 of your biggest artists / creators to book an event, stop their live local events that they're going around doing concerts, doing stand-up comedy, anything like that, like LeBron James? Like, how are you going to get somebody to switch their schedule and push towards this event that's happening in a matter of 5 days, and you have literally no type of like correlation with these people? So like, I don't know you, you don't know me, I'm big, you're big, let's get together in 5 days and make a concert, or have a sick new Coachella, or TanaCon, because we all know how that went. And it's very much the same thing if you really think about it, because TanaCon was the thing that was put together, I don't know what, in a week or a month, I can't remember. And it was set the same days as VidCon. They released too many free tickets, and then they did VIP tickets for like $65 a piece. And I think they said they had a population of about 5,000 people go. They said it was 20,000, but that's hard to believe. And sources are saying that didn't. There was not that many people, because there was about 20,000 people at VidCon, which I did attend, and I did get to see the whole eruption of stuff, but I didn't go to TanaCon. I didn't purchase a ticket. I didn't get the free ticket. But that all happened. That had canceled the whole rest of the event because the hotel could not fit that many people. This just seems like an event that they tried to get going, and what I think Fousey was trying to get at when he was marketing Drake so much, because obviously everybody knows Drake. If you don't know Drake, I don't know, sorry to tell you. I mean, you might not like his music or his morals, but you have to know him. I mean, if you're a Fortnite fan, almost everybody on the platform knows the freaking game because it's everywhere. He played with Ninja. I mean, you've seen him there. You've seen in every bit of songs, YMCMB. Everything from the Step Up, you've got to know Drake. Now, I feel like he was trying to push the viral aspect as far as things go. Like, yes, he didn't meet Drake. If he did meet Drake, he didn't directly talk to him. But if you look at it this perspective, I mean, there's been people on Facebook or on Instagram, on YouTube, on Snapchat that have called out other celebrities, not in a bad way, but called them out and be like, I remember there was a story, I can't remember if it was Selena Gomez or Ariana Grande. I can't remember who did it, but I know there was somebody that they had called out to go to prom with them, and they got so many likes, so many subscribes, so many shares that celebrity was like, oh, you know, I'm all in for that. I'm all in for that. I'm going to go to that. And they go, you know, that's something that kind of happened and got a fan involved or a fellow creator involved, and they went to prom together. I could see how Fousey was trying to push something like that and get that kind of push of virality, if that's even a word, but like that viral aspect of trying to push a video and get it going to the point where he's like, okay, I got this many likes. If I post on this video and there's 2 million concurrent viewers, we're going to get Drake here for sure. Because if Drake sees that, that's breaking records. He knows this is important. He's going to show up. I think that was his idea in the first place, to even push the Drake idea. I felt like he had a heavy, high energy on the event, that he was literally thinking that they were going to get together in this event, which didn't happen. Now that's kind of a problem because, you know, you put 2 million people on the platform that did watch and then he still didn't show up. That's kind of something else. But say he did meet Drake, okay? I know he, and I don't personally believe it did, but say he did meet Drake. Somebody as big of a profiling character as Drake, say you're in Drake's shoes. You do meet this guy. You kind of get a sense to speak what it's like to see someone as big as you are in the internet frame, and they have an event and they're hosting you, or you know, you're being pushed as the biggest celebrity on that card, you know, and it all fails. How would you feel in Drake's shoes for him to know that, dang, he got this many views, he got this many people to watch and come to this event, and it's not working? I've got to cut myself out and acting like I don't know this person. Now, I'm saying that's a hard theory, but like, what if Drake knew? And what if he did approve this? Like, what if he did go to his side guys and was like, you know, I could fit in something like this event? Because if you think about it in those hard terms, Drake's a big guy, you know, and obviously anything he's going to say, anybody's going to believe. Fousey's big, but he's not Drake big, you know. So if I didn't want to correlate myself with somebody else, even though I might have confirmed the event, I didn't get the minimum standards that I was looking at. I was like, well, the 2 million views, you know, it doesn't have to be that. But at the same time, for this to kind of pitfall like that, and I didn't see everybody on the card that was supposed to be there, I wouldn't want to affiliate myself with that either. So, I mean, being in Drake's shoes, if you didn't show up to this event, or you were saying you didn't meet Fouseytube, which, like I said, it's just a theory. I don't believe this, but it's a theory. It's a possibility. But what if somebody as big as a profile, you don't want, with as many fans as Drake has, you also don't want Fouseytube, 10 million subscribers on YouTube, or something change. I mean, you wouldn't want something like that as far as the platform to come off either on you. You know, your fan base is so huge as Drake, but I mean, also, Fouseytube's a pretty big character too in the business. So if that was to kind of fall off, that could be problems for Drake in the long run. So you probably wouldn't want to correlate yourself with, you know, this social aspect that, oh, I'm going to a definitive concert. You know, if this happens, I'm going to show up. If it don't, I'm not showing up, which those guys can plan concerts and do stuff like that. So, I mean, it's not like it would be hard for Drake and them to do something last minute, because there's been plenty of last minute things that's succeeded, but there's been a whole bunch more that's failed when it comes to last minute planning. And that's just the thing of it, you know. If there would have been a build up, not in 5 days, that would have led to this concert being pushed out. You know, and there's just so many other things that went into it. Big YouTubers are one thing. You can get a lot of people to show up. I think they had about 1,500 people, I think he said, showed up before the whole bomb threat and all that. But I mean, seriously, you pushed out all these creators out there, and you pushed all these artists out there, and you're just kind of realizing, like, well, this could have ended up really good or really bad, and it was really bad. Now, he said it was a high-energy space that he felt there was success in. It just didn't go the way he wanted it. He had to keep the people safe, and then they kicked everybody out because of the bomb threat, blah, blah, blah. Now, on my perspective, it was just dumb in the first place to try to do something that fast. But at the same time, like I said, Fouseytube doesn't have to necessarily be lying. He could be bending the truth. But at the same time, if he did meet Drake, or Drake did meet him, I mean, how are you going to say that he didn't without actually being there? And, you know, I haven't actually seen physical proof of Drake speaking out about it, which I'm going to have to do some research and look it up. But as far as I know there's like sources saying that he never showed up or never met him. But at the same time, like I said, being that big profile, why would you want to correlate with something that you have no idea what you're getting into? You're planning something in 5 days. You know, I would be like, you know, if this works out well, I'll definitely go for it. But if it doesn't, I'm going to kind of lean back. So I'm going to give you one of those yes, no answers. And I'm going to be like, if it happens, I'll go. If it don't, it don't. You go ahead and push my platform a little bit. Get my name out there. But at the same time, I may or may not show up. That could have definitely happened. You know, Fousey is a big character in the business when it comes to YouTube and online video and music and stuff like that. So you definitely have the profiling that you could use as far as getting your name out there and meeting somebody like that. I mean, look at Shane Dawson. #1 conspiracy theorist that was on this case too. It's not a case, but on this situation too, that's met millions. Not millions, but you know what I'm trying to say. Hypothetically, he's met so many celebrities. I mean, whether it's like a missing person case, a murder case, you know, people involved with the case, or just a typical celebrity that he's wanting to hang out with. That guy has met a lot of people. So the fact that you've got a guy like Fouseytube with 10 million subscribers trying to push Drake, one of the biggest social media music platforms in the world, on the main page for your concert, could have been a good idea, but it didn't turn out to be one of the best ideas, you know. So, not much you can blame for him, and I'm sorry for the lighting, not much you can blame for the guy in pushing Drake's name, but at the same time, it's like YouTube. When you log in, if there's a clickbait title, you've got to have some truth for it, or you've got bad taste. That's kind of what it was. You know, he feels like there was truth to it. Some of the people believe there's truth to it, but at the same time, some people don't. And that's what happens when you use clickbait. You're either going to like what's going to be on it or what's not going to be on it. If you completely lie about it, you're probably going to get people clicking on it, pissed off at you. But at the same time, you might also have people that really enjoy the content you're pushing. So there's no way you can really know whether or not being in the shoes of Fouseytube or Drake, there's no way to know. But like I said, I wouldn't draw him out as he's completely lying. I'd say he'd be bending the truth a little bit or over-exaggerating his experience. But at the same time, did Fouseytube meet Drake in your standards? Maybe. Is Drake kind of hiding the fact that he might have met him and it all failed out and Drake's trying to just hide that from the platform because that doesn't look good on him? Maybe an option. So, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of way to go with the situation and everything like that. So, kind of just depends what you believe in. And, let me know what you think. If there's a certain conspiracy theory about this situation, it's nothing that's planned out, but it's always good to know other people's thoughts. If I left something out, I'll definitely be talking about this later if I do a live stream or something like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, but I'm definitely going to be pushing this out. I know I'm not a big platform to be pushing a conspiracy video like this or not, but, with something as big as this, it's always good to know a little bit of stuff when it comes to listening to the situation, listening to that podcast. It's just an odd situation. You're just like, it's a big eye-opener. You're like, golly, this stuff is actually happening, It's like you going into a Walmart, or what you think's a Walmart, and there's nothing in there but Dollar Tree items, It's just like, ooh, look at this. And then you walk in, you're like, oh my God. So, at the same time, like I said, there's a bunch of different sides of the story, and I think there's too many sides of the story to be involved. So Keemstar and a lot of the guys that were involved, Shane Dawson, I can't remember the other guy in the podcast for some odd reason. I'm forgetting his name, but there was a lot of other heads that were butting into the situation, which kind of helped out see a different perspective of things. So that's always nice to hear a little bit, but the fact that there wasn't definitive answers from anybody really, it's kind of crazy to think about. And if you really look at it, I don't think they were wrong for showing up to the event, but I do think it was a little harsh in a way. But at the same time, it's always nice to be a part of something that, like I said, interrupted here. But it's always good to be a part of something huge if it's a success. And if it's a downfall, you don't want to be part of it at all. But I think that's going to be everything for today. So let me know what you think in the comments below, your own perspective about things. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, become a shooter today. Put the notification bell on right below if you want to hear anything else. If you got any more questions about this, definitely let me know in the comment section. We're going to be getting out. We might do a little live stream later, some gaming or something. If you want to kind of ask me, cut this video off short, 18 minutes short. But anyway, we will catch you guys in the next video. See y'all later.